It's Friday night, and I am hopping on to see if anybody else is on YouTube tonight. What you doing? This is an impromptu um, live stream where I just don't have any guests tonight. I just want to connect with you guys and see what you're thinking. I want to go through the comment section, answer any and all questions that you guys might have about either the Summer Wells case or the Moab murder case, and just catch up a little bit on what's going on in your lives. What are you guys up to tonight? I thought we should just have a Friday night pajama party. I have a hat on tonight because I need to do my hair. Christine is here from Michigan. Barbara Davis is here. Why do I have these dots instead of things? Callie Ann is here. Hey, Callie Ann. Hi, Sky Z. So, what are you guys up to tonight? Christina Robinson, you broke your leg. Oh my gosh. How's it feeling? Well, everything I'm going to share with you guys tonight is my opinion, and opinions are not facts. So, please don't send any negativity to anyone, anytime, anywhere. Welcome, Bonnie Bailey. I'm going to just do a chattel identifier. It seems like we still have a couple of letters out. Last time it was like every single, oh, you're miserable, Christina. I'm so sorry. Hi, Melissa. I don't know what letter is missing. It seems like something that goes with O, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to do a channel identifier.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies.
And I have to thank all of my awesome subscribers. You guys are the best. Really grateful for each and every one of you. It's really been a joy to have the opportunity to interact with you. I also want to thank our producers, Energy Shots and Sasha Angel. And our channel members. So let's interact with you guys. What's going on with you guys tonight? What are you doing? Who else is at home? Didn't feel like doing their hair and already in pajamas. Besides me, I'm in pajamas and I put a hat on because I need to touch up my roots. They've grown out about this much. So I'm hiding them because I couldn't deal with another day of just sticking some bleach on my head. So we have Bonnie Bailey's here, Sky Z, Melissa Hall, yay. And Melissa Hall, what I don't know what the word was that you were trying to type. It says star 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 O. So there's still obviously one letter. The last live stream I did, I had every letter Z. Bonnie Bailey says she's already in her nightie. Good job. I'm in pajamas too. Pajamas with a hat on to hide my roots. All right, Christina, at least I know I'm not alone in this root situation. I was gonna like do my hair and then I just couldn't do it. I just didn't want to deal with it. So I brushed it. It's brushed. And I got my pajamas on and then I just threw a hat on my head. It's like I do have like this hair mascara you can use to like help with the roots in between, but I just couldn't even do that tonight. I don't know. I hope you guys are okay with just the real me. So we're gonna thanks, Sky Z. I want to just talk with you guys tonight, hear what you guys are thinking about what's going on in the Summer Wells case. I also am curious to hear what you guys are thinking about what the updates in the Moab murder case. If you haven't heard, Kylen and Crystal, Dog the Bounty Hunter, went out there to Moab, Utah. I know I always say Moab. Post-it notes, yay! Mine theirs, and hi, mine theirs. And he went out there, and right when he got out there, all of a sudden, the Grand County Sheriff suddenly had a suspect. And I think a lot of people were just wondering, like, where did this come from? Why are we suddenly, getting the suspect all of a sudden? And it does sound like he was on the radar the whole time, but there's been a lot of suspicion about whether or not this sheriff just came forward because he didn't want Dog. You could see the disdain he had for Dog the bounty hunter while he was giving his statement. There was like this, this look like somebody is smelling something bad. Bonnie Bailey's like, yeah, that was awesome. And let me see if I can grab the statement. Let's see. Yeah. Can y'all see the statement if I pull it up or not? I hope so. Okay, so he said that the Grand County Sheriff's Office has identified Adam Pinkerwitz as the suspect in the homicide of Kylen Schulte and Crystal Beck. So that's kind of the gist of that. And hi, Facebook user. Hello. I think it's taking out the HELL and then leaving just in the O for hello for some reason. So I'll have to go back in and see why Restream's filtering that. So you couldn't see, but I read it to you, Girl Friday, if you couldn't see it. So hopefully you guys can see it now. So I've got people here from Australia. What time is it where you are? Where are you at? And what time is it in your neck of the woods? Hello? Can you guys hear me okay? Laura Trewin is here. No Stip Potes. She's here from Wyoming, and it's 8:48 p.m. Oh my gosh. I wonder what the weather's like in Wyoming this time of year. I bet it's beautiful. And do I have my PJs on? Yes, ma'am, Bonnie. I most certainly do. I am in pajamas and with a hat on to cover up my roots. So if you're coming in from Facebook, I don't have a name to go with you yet. I think there's a way I can enable that, and I will definitely enable that for the next live stream so I can see your names and call you out. Sharon Burton is here. Soul Jules. Christina Robinson is 8:49. So you guys are all on Eastern time. Barbara Davis is from Buffalo Gap, Texas. And so you're 1 hour behind us, huh, Barbara? Anita Slayer says hello from Northeast Tennessee. And Penn Ditzy says it's 5:49 in British Columbia. And Facebook user said it's in the 90s. Oh, wow. So you guys are really warm. Really warm. Vicki Flowers is here from Mississippi. Okay, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Diamond Paw is here from Russia. Oh my gosh. That's a long way away. Patricia Alvaro, love your show from Fontana, California. Thank you. Well, I love you guys too. And I was just curious of what you think is going on with the Summer Wells case right now. Do you think that we have kind of hit a wall with the case? I didn't do I did 2 live streams. I did one on Mother's Day and I did one day before yesterday. But I did just a video today, but I didn't do it on Summer Wells because I just don't think there's anything that much to bring to you guys on it. And I don't want to just make a video throwing out another theory unless I really feel like there is something new and a reason that I'm considering it. Girl Friday says there's a couple of Californias here. And Penn Dizzy says it's getting weird. She called the cops on Ernie Shell the other day, didn't she? Yeah, I heard about that. What do you know about that, Penn Dizzy? I heard that he was trying. Thank you, Anita. I heard he was trying. And Barbara says it's terrible, just terrible. And Penn Dizzy said he went over to feed her dogs because she's never there. Yeah, she's not there to feed the animals. And animal control. Candus did. I don't know if you guys heard. Candus did surrender the dogs to a no-kill animal shelter this week. So the dogs are in safe hands. And hopefully, because they're a no-kill shelter, hopefully they'll all be adopted out safely. Yeah, Bonnie says Ernie went over to feed the dogs. Yeah, I don't understand why you would call the police when they're going over to feed the dogs unless there was something else going on in that we don't know about. Sky Z says, I heard about that too, but don't know the details. That's that's about the gist of it. I know that Ernie Shell went over there to feed the dogs. I know that Candus not only didn't want him on the property, but she called the the law on him, which I really don't understand why. Like, why would you call the law on somebody who's just coming to feed your dogs unless there's something else going on with those two and she didn't want him on the property and he just was trying to get clicks and views for his channel because he can make all this drama, get everybody talking about him, and it takes and I'm not saying that's what he did or didn't do. Maybe he really was worried about the dogs and went over there to do an act of good service out of the kindness of his heart. I don't know him, but it could also be that, there was some kind of drama going on there and she just didn't want him. And yeah, Diamond Paw asked the perfect question. Why is Ernie coming at night? It's weird. Yeah, why wouldn't you come in the morning or in the afternoon when it's daylight? Because if you were a woman and you were home alone, you would be scared, right? I would be scared. Bonnie Bailey says, a nail in the tire. Level Headed says, hello. Hi, Level Headed. Pen Dizzy said, right. You have a point also. Thanks, Pen Dizzy. And I'm just drinking water tonight out of my coffee bucket. Anybody drinking anything more interesting than water tonight? If you are, share it. Well, make sure what you say. Lady CG is here. Hi, Lady CG. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. And right out of the country like that. Yeah. And Girl Friday said, could the dogs be away as an excuse to be there? It's dark there. Yeah, she doesn't have overhead lights because she's not living in the city, so she doesn't have street lights. So whatever she has, it's just gonna be dark. So I think if I were home alone and it was dark out and somebody was out there trying to feed my dogs and I didn't invite them over, I would probably be a little bit scared too. So let's see what y'all are drinking. It went by really fast. Bonnie's having Fresco. Margot's having water in a big fancy mug. Sky Z's having peppermint water. And somebody else is having root beer. Jakey5 is in the house. Hey, Jakey. Barbara Davis is having Dr. Pepper, chocolate milk, and water. Sounds like a really good combination. Chocolate milk sounds good today. Pen Dizzy says, you got it all. And I plead the fifth this year. Hey, so we're talking about Ernie Shell and the fact that seems like he and Facebook user is drinking wild berry water. Well, that sounds really good. Tiger Dog is here. I heard Candace Wells and Ernie Shell had a meeting. She didn't show, but she called the police instead. He saw the dogs needed food, so went and got some. Oh gosh. So that was really nice. Hello, I plead the fifth. Hi. Okay, so and Lady CG's right. Ernie Shell is always an interesting topic. I think, I don't know him, but if she was expecting him and then he and then wouldn't answer the door, that's not very good. And then calling the police, that seems like it could be gaslighting if that was the case. We don't know. And everything I'm sharing tonight is my opinion and it's your opinion. We're just sharing opinions tonight. We're having a chill night tonight. Just, Lady Shiji is right. Ernie Shell is always an interesting topic. Candus plays game. Yeah, I'm wondering if that was like a little bit of gas lighting. Mine there says that they're drinking coffee. Bonnie Bailey says she's not staying there. I heard. Oh, so she's not up there. Pendizzi says, okay, thank you. Margot says, two of the shadiest people, in my opinion, she set him up. So that's like kind of gas lighting 101, to ask somebody to come to your house and then don't answer the door and then call the police on them when they try to feed your dogs. So, so Ernie spent $100 on dog food. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's a nice thing to do. I am glad that the dogs are gone from there. Facebook user says it sounds shady. Diamond Paw says he was yelling, Candus set me up. Do you think some of this could be like for clicks and views for the camera? I'm just curious, like what you guys think about this, because it just seems like a good way to get clicks and views would be to have something like that go on, film it, right? Say she set me up, she calls the police, and then just split the money with Candus. And I'm not saying he did or didn't. I'm just asking the question. Lady CG said, I think Ernie made his female companion pay. Oh, snap. I love that, Lady CG. Penny Dizzy says, it really can be. Margaret says, absolutely. Facebook user says, absolutely. Sky Z says, I think so, possibly. So give me a thumbs up if you think that Ernie, Shell, and Candus colluded to make drama, to make money for his channel, and give me a thumbs down in the comment section, or you could just say no if you think that Ernie Shell was just out of the goodness of his heart going to meet Candus and then noticed the dogs were out of food and went to buy food, and she called the police on him. Penn Dizzy says, shady person. Diamond Paw says, I think Ernie is just having a paranoid episode. Oh my gosh. Brenda's laughing. Sky Z, thumbs up. Yeah, if you don't have a thumbs up, just say yes or no. Christine says no. Tiger Dog says totally agree. Lady CG says thumbs up. Brenda says no. Patricia Sell says one. I'm going to take that as a yes. So, wow. Sharon Butler says yes. Girl Friday says funny. But it could. Why not? I love you, Girl Friday. Penn Dizzy says all the people directly involved doing lives with Candace Wells, period. It's suspicious. Suspicious. I love that. Yeah, it is. Mine there says no. Facebook user says yes. Thumbs up. And PNN. Hi, PNN. Ernie was with another female when he went to Ben Hill Road. Oh, okay. So maybe that's the dynamic that was in place. So PN says that Ernie was with another woman when he went to Ben Hill Wall. Well, Ben Hill Road, Ben Hill Wall. And then Candus maybe didn't like that, didn't want to answer the door, and then called the police on him. Barbara Davis says it's a mystery. Anita says, I can't believe one word that Candus Wells says. I think there's a lot of people who would agree with you, Anita. Jerry gives a thumbs up. Penn Dizzy says, PNN, ooh, maybe Candus Wells got jealous. Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. If it was some kind of a jealousy issue with Ernie, especially if they had an appointment. So Lady CG said, I think it may be both. They're both playing each other, but the motive is views. Yeah, I'm really, really suspicious of the fact that it does seem like there's a little bit of that going on. Everybody's been kind of quiet. And if you saw my live stream the other day, you know that one of the things I was talking about with y'all was, and I was interviewing John Davis and his wife Brandy on, and one of the things that I was talking about on there was, and he brought this up, and I just thought, this is really interesting. I'm curious to get your opinion on it. Was that he thought that a lot of this stuff was being coordinated behind the scenes, like kind of an unscripted, he didn't use these words, those were my words, but unscripted reality TV, and that they were doing it to get clicks and views to their channel. And it probably is working, because I looked at Benny's channel the other day, and he had like 1,000 people in there watching him get his hair cut. So I was like, okay, well, I clicked on it because I thought something was happening. And when I saw it was a haircut, I, kind of clicked out. But that's like, but, people were interested. Maybe he was getting feedback. Let's see what y'all have to say. So I plead the fifth says, definitely you cannot believe either of them, Dawn or Candus. PNN says, sounds like it. And she's laughing. Patricia Sell says, Jesus. Jakey5 says, I'm just so glad. But where'd you go? I'm just so glad the dogs have gone to something and looked after them properly. Oh yeah, to the no-kill shelter. Yeah, me too. I am too, Jakey. Lady CG said a lot of people like Allison and Jodie Sue are being caught in lies. So I think that's why some have been quiet. Oh, okay. So who do you guys think is lying? Who do you guys think is lying? Penn Dizzy says, you know what? They could be hiding this poor girl just to do this. I think that if that were the case, I think law enforcement would have probably got him already. I think law enforcement would be like all over that, like white on rice. Lady CG says, yes, everyone is picking fights with each other for views. And I'm sure they are. I'm sure Ernie is the best looking thing that Candace Wells has ever seen up close. He is a handsome guy. I'm gonna give him that. He is a handsome guy. Let's see. Oh, don't. I don't want to have like any drama with people feel like they're gonna unsub or anything like that. I think everybody should be subbing, and some people enjoy the drama. There is a audience for that, and I let them. I'm like a live and let live, live and let live. Bye, Bonnie. See you next time. Lady CG says, I think they're all lying. Jakey says, all of them. Girl Friday says, better yet, who isn't lying? Lady CG, y'all give Reporter Room a thumbs up and help me with the algorithm, y'all. I forgot to say that. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Penn Dizzy says, you're right. They're not that smart. Mine there says, all of them are lying. And then Diamond Paws says, noodles. Okay. And yeah, so it is kind of wild and crazy out there. And I do think that, some of this could be for clicks and views, and that's okay. People do enjoy that kind of content. There's a reason that there's like, a lot of drama channels on YouTube. It's because people really do enjoy that kind of content. It's not my cup of tea, but I am not judging that somebody else wants to enjoy that and partake in that. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of tea, a little bit of spilt tea. And Dennis M says everyone is quiet, including law enforcement. Oh, thanks, Lady CG. You can become a channel member and you will get your name put up at the beginning of every video that I do with channel members. And you'll be thanked. Dennis, yeah. So I think part of the reason that people have gone quiet, it could be that they're caught in lies, but I also am I think I think there is a grand jury impaneled. And well, we know there is one. We don't know who it's for. But being that Hawkins County is like it's not like, New York where there's all these other cases going on. It's a smaller, more rural area. And so I'm thinking that this grand jury that's been impaneled is for Summer Wells. And if I were running that grand jury, and a grand jury does not have to have a judge. It can, but it doesn't have to. But one of the things I would do is put a gag order on anyone who has testified or been a witness in that case. And I'm wondering if some of these people have testified and if there's been a gag order put in place. Tell me what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up for a yes and a thumbs down for a no, or just say yes or no, whatever's easier for you. And let me know, do you think a grand jury is impaneled for the Summer Wells case, yes or no? Let's see what y'all think. Penn Dizzy says yes. Dennis, you can hear the crickets. Patricia Sell says there's something major going on. Sharon Burton says, I'd be more likely to believe the dogs. Lady CG says a grand jury is very possible. PNN says, all I can say is prayers for Summer. Oh, I lost someone went by too fast. All right. Teresita, thumbs up. Patricia Sell, yes. Don Wells is a creep, says Penn Dizzy. I'm sad for all of the people that have been in his path of destruction. He is, and we won't say that word. Chicky gives a thumbs up. Lady CG, God, I don't know. I just want to jinx it. Oh my gosh. Girl Friday said, I'm hopeful. And Lola Rue, welcome. I was waiting to go live last night and supposedly a local seen JS at a store a while back fussing around and saying I'm a suspect now. Okay. Who's JS? Who's JS, Lola? I want to hear this. That sounds kind of delicious. Sharon Burton gives a thumbs up. Lola Rue says hello. Brenda says it. All right. So I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about Lola Rue says Jodie Sue. Okay, so and Penn Dizzy says, Teresita Hill says Jodie Sue. Girls Friday says Jodie Sue. Real Rockin' Robin, hey, says hello to everyone. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about, too, what I'm doing with Reporter Room. If you notice some of the interviews that I'm doing, I am doing different interviews with different people because I feel like, we are a journalistic channel. So people are like worried that I'm taking this side or I'm taking that side, and I'm not. What I'm doing is, I feel like the viewers and the subscribers that Reporter Room has, I feel like y'all are savvy. I feel like you guys are smart, and I think that by just bringing you different points of view, I respect my audience enough to know that you guys can make your own minds up without having me, spoon feed you only one point of view. So I'm trying to bring different creators with different thoughts and point of views because, we can't learn if we don't listen. So you're going to see different creators. Some you're going to like, some you're not going to like. It's okay. Just know that I'm trying to bring you a diverse group and let you guys decide for yourselves what you think and what your theories are without me forcing it on you. Let's see. Diamond Paw says Jodie Sue a sketch. Penn Dizzy says I need Grady Judge to visit out there 100%. Nostit Potes says Jodie Sue's son apparently goes by the name of Andy. Remember, Dawn said Andy was on the property trying to touch kids. Actually, yeah, it was H that said that. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going with that theory for myself personally, but I'm not taking it away from y'all if you want to go with that. CG said it's good to sum out Benny and Ziggy are controversial, but Benny does have good points. And Ziggy's and Megan person who chat causes all kinds of drama. Yeah, I don't normally sit through all of those, just because it is a lot. It is a lot. It's a lot of time. I just don't have time to sit through, a 5-hour live stream. And if somebody does, I give them that. But to me, I just don't have that kind of personal time. I wish I did. Girl Friday said, I appreciate that. That's why I'm still here. I'm glad you guys are here. PNN says, why would it take a grand jury this long? I don't think they have any evidence to go on. That's what I think, that they haven't been made any arrests yet. Well, what a grand jury would do was if they would be bringing forth witnesses, and then the grand jury would send out the indictment. So before we're going to have indictments, either the district attorney, A.G. Armstrong, or the grand jury would have to send down indictments. And that may be why he came forward. If you remember, it was like a couple days before, and then we found out that a grand jury was impaneled the Monday after he spoke to us. That's been the only time that he's talked to us. So I don't know. Let's see. Pendizy said, my grandma said you point your finger, you have 3 pointing back at you. So I agree, there are too many sides to take any. Yeah, exactly. Diamond Pasta's trying to touch kids thing was just said so H would hear that on purpose, I think. Could be. It could have been a manipulation. Good point. Lola Rue says, I like the clip channels to catch up on stuff. Yeah, I do too. The Real Rockin' Robin says, I think you do a great job. There are so many sketchy people involved, but we have to look at the last people to see Summer on June 15th. Candus, Brandis, H, and Dawn. Lady CG says, is talking to Lola. All the good stuff is tucked away in your dreams. Penn Dizzy says, right rockin'. Chris Melcher is in the house. Hello, Chris. Welcome. Could be just interesting, says No Stip Posts. Very good. If you would be so kind as to give this channel a thumbs up to help us out with the YouTube algorithm. So just, kind of layering on that, if let's go back to the Moab murder case for a second. And then we're going to go back to Summer Wells. Is chat messing up on your end, Jessica? No, the only thing I'm seeing is that for some reason, Restream is editing out ONE, or they're HELLO. They're giving me the O of the hello, but not the first four letters. Yeah, I found that and we fixed that, Lady CG. The E, if y'all saw the live stream I did the other day, it was a great interview and I really enjoyed interviewing John and Brandy. But if you saw the live, you'll see that like every E, you can just fill in the E with your mind and you can read the chat. But it was crazy, and I didn't want to stop the interview to fix it because I didn't know like how long it was going to take me, and it did take me like an hour to figure it out and find it, and I had to get Restream to help me with it. So Connie Hilliker's here and said, I would like someone to interview Marlena Crawford. Sharon Burton says, Candus and Dawn are both sketchy in my opinion. Penn Dizzy says hello to Chris. Girl Friday says the real Rockin' Robin. Exactly. Lola Rue says me too, Connie. So going to back to the Moab case, did you guys feel like the sheriff was just putting the suspect out there to kind of get Dog the bounty hunter to go home? So how the order went was apparently Sean Paul, who was Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner's Kylen Schulte's dad, um, was out there and he got this guy in a tip jar. Somebody did give him this tip and he passed it on to law enforcement about this guy. But then like nothing was done about it for months and months. And then all of a sudden Dog, after being asked by Sean Paul, Kylen's dad, to get on the case, Dog decides to go to Moab, Utah to start working on finding the case. And then suddenly the Grand County Sheriff's Office all of a sudden pulls the suspect out who just happens to no longer be with us. He did himself in, just went on the camera and suddenly said this guy is who we think did it. Or we think, but we don't know. We're not guaranteed, we're not saying for sure. So I just thought that was kind of wild because the timing was just kind of weird. Why he's known about this guy for months and months. So why the day after Dog arrived out there did he come up with the suspect? So I don't know. I was like, I didn't know what you guys thought about that. I was like a little bit worried, like maybe it wasn't this guy and he's no longer with us, so he can't defend himself. Lady CG says, Sharon, the whole dang hill is sketchy to me. PNN says, thank you. Penn Dizzy said, it almost seems that way, but you never know. Lady CG said, why are all these sheriffs such a huge letdown lately? I feel like Sheriff Lawson, I don't see him as a letdown in the Summer Wells case. I think, he's working under different constraints than, like, people were like, why did the Cleo Smith case in Australia get solved so fast? Well, Cleo had, in Australia, they will dump everybody's cell phone data. They are allowed to do that when a child goes missing. They will, like, in America, what would be considered an invasion of privacy, they agree to do that in Australia when kids go missing. Whereas Ronnie Lesson kind of has his hands tied. He could only dump cell phone data with a warrant, signed by a judge that agrees to that. So there has to be some reason for him to do it. He can't just dump en masse. And how do you guys feel about, if we have children go missing all the time, do you want your cell phone data dumped and you don't know who's reading, who's called who, and why? What do you guys think about that? But, I understand your frustration, Lady CG, with Sheriff Lawson, but he did, TBI has been on it since the beginning. So was the FBI. So I feel like, he is a smaller town sheriff. And, I feel like they're heartsick. Like when I saw Lieutenant Pruitt talking a couple of weeks ago, to me, he just seemed kind of heartsick that he hadn't been able to find Summer. What do y'all think? Girl Friday said he's known since November. Yeah, exactly. Lady CG said on January 6th, they were able to track down riot attendees by, connected to the tower at the Capitol. They probably got a warrant and they were able to track down, probably because instead of being a child, it's government officials. So they probably pulled strings. Girl Friday said the suspect was placed. That's a good point, Lady CG. The suspect was placed at the scene according to the sheriff, but could there be a second suspect? Nosed at Pote says, I don't want any of my info dumped. I searched too much serial killer. Yeah. For those of you that love true crime, our phones will probably be flagged. I get like weird ads. I don't know about you guys. I get really weird ads when I'm on social media because of the searches that I do. Um, that's funny. No stipulates though. Lady CG said, "You think the law would allow the same for endangered missing kids?" Well, that's something that we would have to do as a country. We would have to all agree that we're willing to do that. Brenda said, "I would be all for it if it would help finding a missing child." Christina Robbins says, "We can't have our lives searched without probable cause. Geez, it goes against the Fourth Amendment." And Jakey5 says, "We don't know what's going on in the background with TBI." Said, yeah, that's a great point, Jakey5. We don't know what they know. We don't know what they have. So hopefully everybody, will get on the same, get it together, and we'll have some answers on what's going on. I think we may get some answers from this grand jury. I really am feeling hopeful about that. Lady CG says, "I have no privacy, zero concerns about privacy. I use." Oh, who else is sitting at home in their pajamas tonight? Anybody else? I'm sitting at home, PJs on. I'm drinking water. I am sitting at home with a hat on because I did not do my hair or my roots today, and I needed to get the bleach out, but I don't know. I got my video out, and on the Moab case and on Kylen and Crystal, I was up like half the night last night trying to edit that together, and then I just stuck a hat on my head because I don't know. I just I couldn't face the roots. I couldn't face the roots. So Penn Dizzy says, "Lady, haha." Girl Friday said, "I get ads for the Neptune Society now." Oh wow, that's hilarious. Penn Dizzy says, yes, ma'am. She's in her PJs. So everybody's pretty chill tonight. Real Rock and Robin said, "If you have a child missing and are suspect, I feel you should pull up the cell phone data immediately. I feel like with the case with Summer, valuable time was lost looking for missing child." Yes, PJ's on. All right, you go, girl. Jakey5 says, "It's 2:18 a.m. in the UK." Oh my gosh, you must be in bed. Lady CJ, you're up cleaning? Oh my gosh. Wow, I'm impressed. Darlene Jordal, I hope I'm saying your name right. "I'm fighting a bug, so I have had my nightgown on all day." Oh, I hope you feel better, Darlene. That's no fun. Girl Friday said, "Just waiting for my dinner to be delivered." Ooh, what did you get? What did you order? What did you order? What are you all having? What are you eating or drinking, you guys? Penn Dizzy told you to feel better, Darlene. So I just wanted to also clarify a little bit about Reporter Room too. So I'm not an advocate. So, and I talked a little bit about I don't do the taking sides thing. I really am bringing you information from all sides. So don't think because I have this guest on that I'm on this side, or if I have this guest on, I'm on that side. Because, I'm going to be honest. If I had the chance to interview Chris Watts, I would take it. I'm not pro Chris Watts, but I would take the opportunity to interview him and bring you guys that interview because I respect you guys enough to know that you'll make up your own mind. You probably already have an opinion, but whatever information I brought you in addition to that, I am very confident you guys would make up your own mind about it. So please know that too. If I had a chance to interview Meghan Markle, she's another one who's, kind of a polarizing figure right now, I would do it because I know my audience. I respect my audience enough to know you guys can make up your own minds. Lady CG said, "My kid had me make 100 trips for this, and I'm so behind." Aw. Real Rock and Robin is telling you to feel better, Darlene. Nose to Pote said, "I can fully appreciate you bringing all sides." Thanks, Nose to Pote. Lady CG says, "Take all information from where you can get it." Yeah, nobody wants to just hear one. I mean, maybe, if you just hear my point of view all the time and I don't bring in some other people to talk with you about it, I don't know. I invited some other people on, so I haven't heard back yet, but I just sent out invites. As soon as I find out yes or no, I'll announce who I'm having for my guest this Wednesday. But this Wednesday at 7:00, I'll be having another guest on. Real Rock and Robin says she's having a glass of wine. Cheers, Miss Robin. And Penn Dizzy says, "Oh boy, I'm grateful. My son is 10 and independent." Yeah, that does make such a big difference when your kids are little. When the kids are little, you know, you have to give them a bath and tuck them into bed and make their food. When they get a little bit older, they can start doing more stuff for themselves, which makes it so much easier. Penn Dizzy says, "The only thing you must be sided with is Johnny." Wink. And Lady CG said, "Cam and Allie from Cracking Cases have a ton of info. They would be good guests." I'm writing that down. I did not invite them for this week, but I may have them on in the future. Yeah, they know they're another one who've been up on that hill with Don and Candus. The only thing is have they signed an NDA? Does anybody know? Because if they have signed an NDA, they're probably not going to want to be a guest on a journalistic type program. If they haven't signed an NDA, then maybe they would do it. Penn Dizzy says, yes, she has 3 grandkids and they live next door. Aren't you lucky? Lucky. Dosit Pote says, hey, nice lady. Yeah, I think it's really good. So everybody's been kind of polarized over the whole Jodie Sue situation, because there are some people that are taking the position that, well, she has a son and he is, 19 years old. That makes him an adult. But I don't know. As a mother, I kind of can feel where if it was my son, no matter even if he was like 60 years old, I would probably feel like I would want to protect him, right? I mean, I just think she's having a mama bear reaction. What do you guys think about Jodie Sue and the reaction that she had about some of the creators talking about her son's involved? I personally do not think he's involved, but I don't know, because everything I'm sharing with you are opinions, and opinions are not facts. Lady CG said the NDA is garbage. It only prevents them from taking photos on the hill. Oh, good. And they can speak. Okay, well, I wrote them down. Thanks, Lady CG. I wasn't sure, because sometimes an NDA will keep you from going on a journalistic type of program and being interviewed by a reporter. And Penn Dizzy says, yeah, still your baby forever. Exactly. Lady CG said, absolutely, especially since there are so many unbalanced YouTube viewers. And Nost It Pote says, yep, my daughter is 18 and I would protect her 100%. Girl Friday said, I didn't see that on Jodie Sue. Well, what happened was, I'm not going to name the creator because I don't want to get sucked into any drama, but a big creator with a lot of followers talked about Jodie Sue's son, whose name starts with the letter A. He's 19 years old. He's a teenager, and said that, and titled her video something about like creeper. The word creeper was in there, and talked about Jodie Sue's son. And Jodie Sue, just, absolutely was just furious and hurt and frustrated and angry. And as a mother, you know, I I get it. I would be, if it was, I don't care, everybody's like, oh, but she has a YouTube channel, she should know better. She does, but you still don't want people going after your children if you have a YouTube channel. I just think it's a mother's prerogative to be upset. And I just think she's an upset mom, and I think she has a right to be upset. She's a mother. Um, that doesn't mean that creators are shouldn't bring forward information for you guys to decide for yourself. Of course they should. But her reaction, for me, I didn't have like a mic drop moment for that. I just kind of felt like, you know, as a mother, I get it. I get it. Um, Charlotte Lovato's here. Hey, nice to see you. Pendizzi says Tim is the biggest suspect. Like, who are you? And and where did you come from? Right? Yeah. I Tim Mullen, if you guys don't know, is the media manager. And the media manager, he is, I would think trying to manage Dawn and Candus would be like trying to wrangle cats or trying to nail Jello to the wall. I just don't see how you would wrangle in Dawn and Candus, because they're on, when Dawn was in jail. He was on every YouTube channel in any kind of state or condition. Y'all know what I'm talking about, and I'm watching my words here. But he was on every YouTube channel in any kind of condition to say what he was going to say about it. And I just thought it was really strange that that they got a media manager to begin with. Like, who is this guy? Why is he here? Um, do we need a media manager in this case? I think it's just so bizarre. And then the whole thing that he did to Monkey's mom, Michael Vaughn's mother, Brandy, he wanted to be the media manager for her also. And that's fine. If that's what he wants to do, maybe he's trying to start a new career for himself. I don't know. I don't know him. But what I thought was so weird was that he went and grabbed up domain names for websites to find this little boy. And I thought that crossed the line. I did not think he should have grabbed up the domain names. Now, maybe he afterwards gave them to her and that, just hasn't said anything publicly about it. But I just feel like if he does have those, he should release them to the family. And they should have access to any domain name that they want to find their little guy. Lady CG said, a kid running through the woods got turned in. Kids go creeping on missing girls' property. Thanks, Lady CG. Penn Dizzy said, I took him down because I don't want to get you in trouble for the wording. Oh, okay. Thanks. And she thinks Tim Mullen is weird. And everything I'm sharing with you is my opinion. It's the viewer's opinion, and opinions are not facts. And that's my disclaimer. Glenda Brady says, as for me, I would be angry too if someone just asked such a thing about a child. That's just about spreading gossip. And then Lady C says, poor Andy has enough grief on. Oh, who? The first three letters are gone. A-N-D-Y. Brandy has enough people online giving her grief. I'm not sure. Tim is despicable, fuming. It seems like anything that could be potentially a negative word, those two letters are out. And I'm gonna have to go back and try to sort out what's going on. Girl Friday says Tim Mullen is doing this. So, what Tim Mullen is doing is so weird. Penn Dizzy says angry. Lady CG said the chat seems to be jumbling everything I'm typing tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, Lady CG. I think I can see hello. They're giving me just the O, just the letter O. I'm getting one letter. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. If you're just tuning in, if you would be so kind as to give this video a thumbs up, I forgot to ask for that, and subscribe to Reporter Room. We're having an impromptu pajama chat tonight about the Summer Wells case and also about the Moab murder cases. And we're just right now we're talking about Jodie Sue and how we feel like moms. Well, my position, I won't say that for everybody else, but my position is moms are, I can understand as a mother, whether she has a YouTube channel or doesn't have a YouTube channel, I can understand as a mother why she would feel really, really upset. Because like I said earlier, if my son was 60 years old, I would be really upset if somebody was talking negatively about my child. So I get it. And I don't fault her at all for being upset. And I think that, anybody that does fault her, maybe they're not a mom. So they don't understand that mama bear instinct. But tell me, if we have moms out there, do you guys feel like that kind of protective feeling about your kids where you would just do anything for them? Who doesn't? If Tim Mullen is innocent, well, I don't know. Hi, Sherry. It's nice to meet you. I'm not saying he's guilty of anything other than kind of trying to insert himself into the case. That's all I'm saying. I just think what he did to Brandy by grabbing those domain names, and Brandy is Michael Vaughn's mom, I just didn't think that was very nice. That's all I'm saying. The real Rockin' Robin says, yes, Jodie Sue has been right to be upset, but she did bring everything to Facebook and then YouTube. She would have to know and understand she did bring a lot of focus to her own family out of sight, out of mind thinking. Yeah, I think that I don't know if you can like predict ahead of time how social media is going to impact your family. I don't know if that's like something she may have just felt like. I mean, they did come forward to law enforcement with the scream. They weren't trying to hide from police. And I would just think that if you were doing something that wasn't on the up and up, would you get law enforcement involved in that? I don't think so. Hi, Jody. I've got the O from the hello. Royal Rocker Rum said, I would fight for my two girls. They're both in their 20s. Yeah, see, I feel the same way. Penn Dizzy said, if my son was guilty, I'd do the right thing. But if he's innocent, heck yeah, I'd protect him. And Lori says, same for me, Mama Bear. Girl Friday said, it's one thing if it's me, but children are hands off. And No Stit Post says, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like that too. If it's, what I can take myself personally is, I think a lot more than I would like tolerate for children, for my children. So Sharon Burton says people can say what they want about me, but bring my kids into it, and that's a different story. Yeah, she probably didn't think when she went on social media that her child would be targeted. Nobody would be able to like see into the future and know that was going to happen. And to be fair to her, she has had her Facebook for a long time. She's been on Facebook, and she's had her YouTube channel for a little while now too. Now, I don't know. Somebody was saying today that she had her Cash App open while she was complaining, but I still think she did genuinely seem really upset to me. I'm not saying YouTube creators shouldn't cover information if it's relevant and they think it has something to do with it, then it should be covered. You're doing your job, but I'm not going to fault her for being upset about it, is all I'm saying. So if y'all were looking for me to say something bad about Jodie Sue, I don't think anybody here is. I feel like we have really nice people in here. I'm not here to do any damage to any other creators. I really feel strongly in supporting other YouTubers that are on with me. I just, I've been on Twitter for a long time. For those of you that know me, I'm a journalist. I'm verified as a journalist on Twitter. And I've been on Twitter for 12 years. So I've like seen it all. So I don't know. I don't let things get to me, but if I had somebody like bringing my children into it, then I would, I think I would feel very defensive about it. Did I know what I was getting into when I got on Twitter? Probably not really, not totally. But I do love that platform too. Let's see. Sharon Burton says people can say what they want about me, but bring my kids into it. That's a different story. Jody Landis says same here. Totally. So Girl Friday said, look what happened with H. Yeah, Allie let him do that interview with Chris McDonough. Now, that was a really good interview, and it did help a lot for us. It gave us a lot of information to kind of add in and just kind of add that into the mix. And but in retrospect, if she saw how things were going to go, and I don't think anybody could foresee the steamrolling effect that this case has had. This case has a life of its own. People really care about Summer Wells. And so I don't know if Allie could have foreseen how it was going to go by allowing her son to do that interview. She probably just thought it was a little YouTube channel, wouldn't hurt anything. And then it's just, you know, been a lot. I would think that would be a lot. And Brenda says children should be off limits. And Sharon Burton says children are a no-go. And so, and Penn Dizzy says she agrees with me. And then Penn Dizzy's having trouble with her Wi-Fi. Oh no. Is anybody else buffering? The real Rock and Robin says, no, I cannot fault her. I have to keep a balance in my life. Look at Allie. She was on panels. Now, nothing. Yeah, I think there's a reason they've all gone quiet. And I think it has something to do with the grand jury being impaneled. Theirs says, kids are all in their 30s. Don't step over the line when it comes to my kids. Mama Bear comes out with teeth and claws. And Lady CG says, I think you're saying Allie claims that she taught Chris McDonough a something agent. I don't know what word they have pulled out of there. They have one word out. Um, I hope to catch you again soon. You're kind. Thanks, Penny. Yes, catch me anytime. I go live um, on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. I didn't go live this last Wednesday because I was having John Davis on, and he already had a live planned. So I didn't want to have him on as my guest. Well, I couldn't have them on at the exact same time. Yeah, the filters are crazy. I'm going to go back in and look at them again. I did write down some of the letters that are missing. I'm going to go back in with Restream when I get done tonight and just see what's going on. So we have it fixed for the next, when I interview somebody and we're doing a big live chat. Tonight's just an impromptu, fun, chitty chatty night. They filtered legitimate. Wow. Thanks, Lady CG. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I guess they have their filters on. Real Rock Woman says, agree, Jessica, grand jury will change a lot. Several YouTubers have not been doing lives for a week or so. Yeah, everybody's gone kind of quiet. And I do think that we're gonna I do think we're gonna get some information, and I do think we're gonna see some indictments coming down. What do you think about Don Wells? Do you think he's just gonna get out of jail and then get indicted, or do you think he's going to be extradited to Utah on the charges? And I'm watching my words here, from Jeannie and Mary and the other four women. Do you think, because they don't have a statute of limitations in Utah, so do you think he's going to get extradited for that? Or do you think that's just nothing's going to happen? Brenda says, calm before the storm. Oh, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, and we thought, with the Moab murders, I was starting to think that the case with Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner was going to go cold. And then all of a sudden we get an announcement from the Greene County Sheriff that they have a suspect and have had him for a long time. Lady CG says she's not convinced Don is involved with Summer's disappearance. So who do you think it is then, Lady CG? Who's your top two suspects? No Stippote says, I think he will be extradited. Real Rock and Robin says extradited to Utah or offered a deal for Summer. Oh, how would you guys feel if they gave Don Wells or Candus Bly a deal to get Summer back? We don't have any proof of life with Summer, so I don't know. But I'm starting to feel like without a deal, maybe we're not going to find her safe and sound. Put it that way. Girl Friday said, I think they're trying to get Don Wells. And Lady CG says her top two suspects are Candus and some unknown local person. Oh, wow, that's interesting. And then No Support says two different cases. I don't know how that would work. Girl Friday says tough call. It is a tough call because, and that's the call law enforcement is going to get, because they're going to get, people aren't going to be happy if they did make a deal to find Summer. But yet they probably can't make their case as well without her. Does that make sense? And Jody Lena says, what does it mean a jury is on a panel? Okay, so a grand jury is impaneled, means that they're seated. They've come together. And a grand jury runs differently. And what a grand jury does is they're not finding someone guilty or innocent. The grand jury is literally deciding whether or not to bring down indictments, which is just a fancy word for charges. So the grand jury is going to decide if charges can be brought in this case. And if so, what charges? Are we going to charge with manslaughter? Are we going to charge first degree? Are we going to charge neglect of a minor or something like that? It can, so you don't even have to have a judge with a grand jury. It can be, and the defense doesn't put up a defense because there's no one on trial. They're meeting and the prosecutors bring forth their evidence to the grand jury, and the grand jury decides if it's enough evidence or not to bring charges against people in the case. So I hope I answered your question, Jody. Girl Friday says, although one is federal and the other is local because of the TBI. the TBI is state and the FBI is federal, but the grand jury would be local. They would be local, and they would be impaneled if the prosecutor isn't sure that they have enough evidence or they need testimony to gather that evidence. And I would think with Summer, because we don't have the physical being of Summer, that they would have to build a circumstantial case piece by piece, and that impaneling a grand jury and having witnesses testify, and then also taking some of these YouTube clips that we've got of both parents on here saying, all kinds of stuff, like putting Summer on the side, and I'm going to focus on the boys because they're living, talking about seeing your child at the resurrection. Those kind of comments could come back to be used against them at a later date. I hope I answered your question. Kowinky says, I do not see Dawn or Candus admitting a word. Don't see a deal. They'll say, prove it. So you don't think Dawn or Candus will say anything in exchange for any kind of a deal? Maybe, if indictments are brought down, I would, if I were Don Wells and I had the record that he had, and I was facing like really serious jail time, once they're not indicted right now, so maybe they don't have a motivation, but if they became indicted, they would have a motivation, in my opinion, to make a deal at that point. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Because we don't know with 100% certainty that this is why the grand jury is seated. It's just speculation, and I would really like to know why, but I'm just going to bring you guys all the information so that you guys can think about it, mull it over. And then when I see you in the live stream on Wednesday, I'm going to be interviewing someone. And then at the end, we're going to do questions. So I'm going to have a couple of the mods save some of the best comments for questions. And then we're going to take your questions. And so I really am curious to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys think on this. Girl Friday says, I'm thinking no deal. Don Wells is arrogant. Yeah, he kind of is. Lady CG says, I think Don's stepsisters would be in favor of a deal in Utah in exchange for his cooperation with Summer's case. That's a great point, Lady CG. I would think that they would be too, because I think the only reason they came forward with what they had to say was because of what happened to Summer. No Step Poets also thinks that he, and I'm assuming you're talking about Don, is arrogant. All right, guys. Well, with that said, I'm going to call it a night here. I'm going to go wash my face, brush my teeth, and get into bed. It's been such a privilege to get to talk to you guys tonight. I enjoyed you guys so much. We haven't done an interactive for a couple of weeks because I've been interviewing people. I'm going to be bringing you another interview on Wednesday. I'll announce who it is on Monday. I hope to see you guys all there. We're going to go live Wednesday at 7 p.m. And if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And good night. And I will see you next time. I do want to thank our producer. That's Energy Shots and Sasha Angel, and our channel members. If you would like to be included and have your name up in the show, you can become a channel member. I think there's a little join button on YouTube, and you just click that and you can become a channel member too. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me on this impromptu live stream. I really had a lot of fun with you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies.